Chosen ones, the power you hold is something serious. You're not truly aware of it yet. It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. Let this moment slice through every doubt and hesitation that's kept you from stepping into your true self. You, dear chosen one, have been treading a tightrope between modest aspirations and the colossal destiny whispering your name. And now, the time has come to ignite the fiercest part of your spirit. Your power, massive and world-shaking, lurks beneath polite daily routines, hidden but very real. Make no mistake, the signs of your emerging might are all around you, pressing at your edges. If your heart beats a little faster hearing these words, if something deep within you roars to be unleashed, like this video, subscribe, and comment 77 feet below to declare you're ready for the unstoppable surge about to erupt from within. Chapter 1. The eerie tension before awakening. For days or possibly months, you felt an odd hum under your skin. It's that tension you can't explain, the kind that builds just before a thunderstorm cracks open the sky. You might look around and notice how the air itself seems charged, how people in your orbit sense something different in your energy. They may not be able to name it, but they're aware you're teetering on the brink of something monumental. You try to push it aside, chores, errands, maybe some mindless scrolling, but no matter how you distract yourself, the tension remains, persistent as a heartbeat in your ears. You catch yourself staring off into space, imagining new possibilities or replaying old memories that now feel strangely outdated. It's as if you're perched at the threshold of a new reality, waiting for a single green light to hurl you forward. Then there are the dreams, subtle or wild. These nocturnal visions feel more significant than regular sleeping thoughts. Perhaps they show you conquering obstacles with ease, or encountering symbols you've never seen before, but that somehow resonate with you deeply. You awaken feeling both stirred and unsettled. That's your intuition beating the drum, letting you know life is about to shift in unimaginable ways. Others sense this inner quake. Some people might suddenly distance themselves, afraid of the intensity radiating from you, even if they can't articulate why. Meanwhile, a handful of new faces might gravitate toward you, as though they've been summoned by an invisible beacon. Indeed, your growing power acts like a magnet, pulling in those who could either aid in your awakening or challenge you to forge your courage. Pay attention to who shows up and who fades away. These changes are no coincidence. Perhaps you worry about your readiness. Part of you longs for the leap, while another part wonders if this is all just overblown intuition. But that tension in your bones, that persistent hum in your spirit, exists for a reason. It's the universe leaning in, telling you to brace yourself for what's next. And trust me, the universe doesn't whisper in vain. To be chosen is to be called forward at exactly the moment your spirit can handle it, even if you can't see the bigger picture yet. You're positioned exactly where you need to be. The hush before the storm is both maddening and electrifying. You sense that at any moment, the floodgates could open, drenching you in revelation and demanding swift, unyielding action. But that hush is also a gift, giving you the chance to gather your resolve, to come to terms with the understanding that you aren't here to live a subtle or ordinary life. A day will come, sooner than you think, when you'll be asked to prove the magnitude of your power. And when that day arrives, the tension you feel right now will make perfect sense. So let it course through you, fueling the courage you'll need when the sky finally cracks open. Chapter 2. A force that shapes reality. You felt it in small doses, maybe through inexplicable coincidences, or that uncanny ability to manifest the resources you need at just the right moment. At times, it might have felt like sheer luck, a lucky break, an unexpected opportunity landing in your lap. But this, dear chosen one, is no mere coincidence. It's the faint echo of a cosmic ability you carry, an authority over the threads of reality that others can't even fathom. You might recall an incident when you thought of someone you hadn't spoken to in years, only for them to call or message you out of the blue. Or that time you needed guidance, prayed or meditated, and within hours a clue or resource surfaced like a response from the universe. Though these moments seemed unplanned, They were actually glimpses of your latent power in action. Each instance was a preview of the might that rests in your hands, waiting to be channeled fully. But power doesn't come without cost or responsibility. Your ability to shape reality means you can heal, uplift, or transform situations like few can. But it also requires you to stand firm in your convictions. People might try to leech your energy or manipulate you into using your gifts for their benefit. Some may doubt you altogether, scoffing at the notion that anyone could hold such influence. Let them scoff. Disbelief from others doesn't diminish the truth. In fact, it can forge your resolve like steel tempered in the hottest flames. Understand this. The force within you was never meant to lie dormant. It's part of your path as a chosen one to see beyond the ordinary frameworks others cling to. Where they see insurmountable problems, you see malleable constructs. Where they see coincidences, you see alignment. Where they see random chaos, you sense a subtle design waiting to be awakened. All of this demands you sharpen your awareness. The illusions of everyday life, petty dramas, shallow pursuits, can snare you if you aren't vigilant. Stay attuned to what your spirit signals as real or necessary, even if it defies common logic. At times, you might balk at the magnitude of your potential. It can be intimidating to realize your words, your choices, and even your unspoken intentions can ripple through the fabric of existence. Yet that intimidation can transmute into awe, and awe can propel you to live with more integrity, more compassion, more unbreakable faith in what's possible. The deeper you walk into this power, the more you'll find that it thrives in the fertile soil of humility and gratitude. Arrogance, on the other hand, corrodes it, turning a gift into a curse. So step forward, unafraid of the responsibility. Your power to shape reality is an invitation to co-create with forces beyond your comprehension. Yes, it's daunting, but it's also exhilarating. And once you understand its gravity, truly let it soak into your bones, you'll see that everything in your life up to now was preparation. Each trial tested the edges of your capacity, ensuring you'd wield your abilities with grace. Now at the brink of a new dawn, you have a choice. Ignore the signs and remain half awake, or claim the power that hums in your blood, forging a future only you can envision. Chapter 3. The temptation to dim your light. As your awareness of this extraordinary power intensifies, so too does the weight of scrutiny. Some people in your orbit might praise you, adoring your spark but unconsciously wishing to tame it. Others might envy or resent you, sensing that you possess a key they lack. Then there are those who simply don't believe in anything beyond the mundane and would prefer you remain small, quiet, predictable. They might say, "Stop overthinking," or "Don't get delusional." Each comment a subtle dagger aimed at cutting you down to size. Such pushback can make you question your own intuition. After all, it's far easier to play along, to hide the luminescence under a veneer of normalcy. You might even try to rationalize your experiences. It was just coincidence. Blur. Maybe I'm imagining things. In this internal struggle, the temptation to dim your light and rejoin the familiar, complacent crowd looms large. It's comfortable there. Less risky, less confrontational, less draining. But comfort, dear chosen one, rarely births greatness. At some point, you'll catch your reflection in a window or mirror. Maybe on a day when you're exhausted from constant second-guessing. You'll see the flicker in your own eyes, an ember that refuses to die. That's the real you. The being that knows your spark isn't a glitch or a phase, but the essence of who you were designed to be. It whispers, "You can't bury this forever. It will find a way out." The question becomes whether you'll let it surface gracefully or let it explode in the moment of crisis. Don't fall for the illusion that shining brightly means arrogance. Genuine light, the kind that flows from a place of cosmic alignment, is inherently generous. It doesn't suffocate others. It invites them to step into their own radiance. If your presence stirs discomfort or jealousy in someone, that's their journey to grapple with, not yours to fix or soften. You can offer empathy, but don't camouflage yourself to soothe their insecurities. They have their own spark to uncover, if they choose to. It's crucial to remember that every luminary in history faced critics, detractors, and naysayers. From spiritual leaders to visionary artists, they battled the urge to shrink before they fully rose to meet their calling. This pattern is as old as humanity itself, and now it's your turn to stand in that lineage. Let the friction be your teacher, strengthening your resolve rather than diminishing your spirit. Consider, too, the generations that might be watching your example. Younger relatives, curious friends, even strangers could be silently inspired by the courage you display. When they see you choose truth over convenience, brilliance over compromise, you're planting seeds of liberation in countless hearts. That's the ripple effect of a chosen one living authentically. It emboldens others to question their self-imposed limitations. So hold fast to your inner flame, refusing to cloak it just to make others feel at ease. Yes, it takes grit. Yes, you might lose certain relationships or social validation along the way. But in the end, you gain something far more precious. The unbreakable knowledge that you refuse to cheat the world or yourself of the power you were always meant to wield. That knowledge will set you free in ways you can't yet fathom, forging a path no darkness can ever swallow. Chapter 4. The Sacred Urgency of Your Mission. As the veil lifts and you begin to embrace the sheer magnitude of your power, an urgency arises within you, almost like a buzzing under your skin that you can't shake. Every fiber of your being senses that time itself is pressing you forward. This isn't about panic or rush. It's a sacred urgency, a recognition that you stand on a precipice where procrastination is no longer an option. The world in its current turmoil and transformation is crying out for those who can anchor new realities. You might find your daily habits shifting abruptly. Maybe you wake at odd hours, teeming with ideas that need capturing. Or you might suddenly lose interest in gossip or trivial pursuits that once occupied your time. The sense of, I have more important things to do, becomes a constant companion. It's like your soul is clearing out the clutter, making space for the responsibilities and joys aligned with your emerging sense of purpose. And indeed, responsibilities will come. Being a chosen one isn't just a cosmic title. It's a role. It's stepping into a story where your choices influence a far wider range of outcomes than you might have believed. Maybe you're compelled to mentor someone, even though you've never pictured yourself as a teacher. Perhaps you're drawn toward activism, spiritual leadership, or creative innovations that can reshape entire communities. You realize that your presence doesn't merely enrich your own life, it generates possibilities for everyone who resonates with your message. Simultaneously, you can feel old patterns resisting. They whisper that you're too busy, too flawed, or too unprepared to carry this mantle. But each time you heed those whisperings, your inner spark dims ever so slightly. Each time you push back, insisting that your energy and insight are needed here. Now, the spark brightens, forging an unbreakable link between your highest self and the mission stirring to life within you. This urgency doesn't imply perfection, nor does it demand a rigid timetable. It invites you to live each day intentionally, to stand on the front lines of your own awakening. When you slip up or stumble, which you inevitably will, you don't wallow in guilt. You self-correct with speed and grace, aware that your forward momentum benefits a larger tapestry. The wave of transformation unfolding through you has little patience for prolonged self-doubt. It calls you to recalibrate quickly, to keep forging ahead. The people around you sense your shift, even if they don't fully grasp it. Some may be inspired, asking how they too can tap into a life guided by higher principles rather than mere survival. Others may drift away, feeling incompatible with your newfound intensity. Don't cling to those who can't meet you where you are in the realm of cosmic evolution. Force-fitting relationships only stalls your progress, and theirs. Trust that the ones meant to walk alongside you will find their way back when they're ready. And so, this sacred urgency beats like a second heartbeat within your chest, reminding you that you are not a passive participant in life. You are a creator, a catalyst, a chosen one. Each morning, ask yourself, how can I serve the unfolding truth today? Each night, let your final thought be one of gratitude for the power stirring within you. Because believe it or not, this unstoppable wave is only gaining momentum, beckoning you to step fully into the role you once doubted was meant for you. Chapter 5. The Unexpected Allies and Soul Guides. As you heed the call of your rising power, You'll notice the landscape of your connections shifting like tectonic plates. People with whom you once felt neutral might suddenly appear as luminous allies, offering resources or guidance at just the right moment. Others who once seemed central to your life may fade into the background. This reconfiguration isn't random. It's the natural result of your energy field aligning with its higher purpose. If you remain alert, you recognize the subtle guides in your midst. Maybe it's a stranger who recommends a book that cracks open your perspective, or a mentor who appears out of nowhere, challenging you to refine your gifts. Perhaps it's a new friend whose bold ideas ignite your own creativity, setting a chain reaction of opportunities into motion. These alliances feel as though they were orchestrated by a cosmic hand. Each interaction resonates with synchronicity, as if reality itself is eager to see you succeed. You may also meet individuals who harbor a quiet brilliance that elevates your spirit. They won't demand your attention or aggressively promote their wisdom. They'll simply be there, steadfast and open-hearted. In the presence of such souls, your own power feels less burdensome, more like a shared frequency humming between you. Where words fail, a silent understanding takes over, and you realize you've encountered kin in a spiritual sense, people who sense the same invisible currents weaving through existence. Conversely, your sense of intuition may now ring alarms when you encounter individuals whose intentions are murky. Be prepared for some wolves in sheep's clothing, those who sense your newfound glow and seek to harness it for their own ends. They might flatter or feign solidarity, but a nagging tug in your gut will tell you something's off. Heed that warning. You've gained too much ground to let cunning opportunists siphon your momentum. If you need to set boundaries or even walk away, trust that your instincts never lie. Through these interactions, an important realization dawns. Your power isn't meant to isolate you atop some unattainable summit. Rather, it's a force that invites collaboration, empathy, and shared upliftment. The path of a chosen one doesn't revolve around solitary glory. It flourishes in communal resonance. You discover that uplifting others doesn't dim your light. It magnifies it, creating a ripple effect of transformation that extends far beyond your individual sphere. In moments of solitude, reflect on those who have crossed your path. Which conversations linger in your mind, glowing with significance? Which moments tug at your heart, urging you to revisit them for deeper insights? Recognizing these beacons of meaning will guide your next steps. Your ability to discern genuine alliances from superficial ones becomes essential, ensuring that your energy remains dedicated to building a world that reflects your highest vision. So watch carefully for these unexpected allies and subtle guides. They're the human shape of divine intervention, stepping onto your stage at precisely the right junctures. Some may stay for a lifetime, others only for a season. Each will leave an imprint, a piece of the puzzle that clarifies your mission. Let each connection, fleeting or enduring, serve as a reminder that you're never alone on this journey. The universe has sent you a cadre of co-creators, all woven into the tapestry of your awakening, ensuring that your power, once fully unleashed, becomes a collective blessing rather than a solitary triumph. Chapter 6. Harnessing the fire without being consumed. At this stage, you feel an immense power, less a spark than an inferno. Yet with intensity comes the danger of being blinded by your own brilliance. Your power is a cosmic blade, sharp, precise, but harmful if wielded recklessly. Discipline is your ally, preventing you from rushing headlong into grand transformations without proper foundations. Slow down just enough to ensure your motives remain clear. Are you acting for ego or for a higher purpose? That question determines whether your gifts heal or harm. Grounding practices can keep you balanced. Meditation, journaling, or physical workouts build the scaffolding for your spirit as your abilities expand. When your internal framework is strong, you're better able to weather the waves of insight and opportunity your power generates. As you shine brighter, criticism may follow, accusations that you've changed too fast or seek attention. Examine these critiques. If untrue, disregard them. If valid, let them refine rather than diminish you. Mastering your power isn't about ignoring feedback, but sifting through it for genuine insight. Acknowledge your emotional terrain. Heightened sensitivity might bring deeper surges of rage, grief, or doubt. Instead of suppressing these emotions, trust your capacity to hold them. Authenticity fosters deeper connections. People find solace in a leader who can embrace both confidence and vulnerability. You may feel tempted to test your own limits, to manifestation feats or personal risks. Proceed with caution, but don't shy away entirely. Exploring boundaries can yield breakthroughs. Let curiosity and growth guide your trials, not arrogance. All the while, keep sight of your greater calling. Harnessing your fire isn't solely about personal triumph, but about blazing a path for others. Each of your victories or revelations becomes a torch in the collective darkness. You're neither a god nor a pawn, but a human entrusted with a fragment of the divine spark. Wield it bravely, yet gently, and watch doors open that once seemed forever sealed. Chapter 7. Standing on the threshold of unimagined glory. You sense it in your bones, a final surge, daring you to step fully into the brilliance stirring within. All the signs and synchronicities have led you to this brink. Behind you lies the light you've known. Before you stretches an uncharted expanse, shimmering with promise and grand possibility. Pause. Inhale. Nothing has been wasted. Every stumble built resilience. Every heartbreak sharpened empathy. Every small triumph laid the groundwork for this launch. Your power, once a fragile concept, has become a tangible force to shape your destiny and those who align with you. Yet crossing this threshold demands more than desire. It calls for unwavering commitment. Here you reject half measures. Fears of inadequacy shrivel under the authenticity coursing through your veins. You know the next step is irreversible. Old ways and doubts will fade, no longer able to contain you. A pang of nostalgia might flicker for simpler times when your power was a quiet ember. But you know that ember was meant to roar into a blaze, one that illuminates possibility for everyone watching. The horizon gleams with a golden edge, heralding a new epoch in your life. If your heart trembles, let it. That tremor aligns you with the immensity of what lies ahead. You may not see every turn or obstacle, but you'll meet each with the tenacity of one awakened to their power. Even storms will only refine your mastery. The world you see now hasn't changed. Your perception has. That shift, embracing limitless potential, makes the impossible yield to your presence. You were never destined to hide your gifts. Your radiance stands as a vow to the universe. I refuse to shrink. So you stand, just one step from the next chapter of your epic. Each breath amplifies the threshold's hum, inviting your final act of courage. The question isn't if you cross, but when. Because, dear chosen one, your power is profound. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your support. Helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.